Okay, let's just jump right in. We are absolutely swimming in an ocean of data. I mean, it's everywhere. Every click we make, every purchase, every single sensor out there is just pumping it out. But how on earth do we make sense of it all? Well, today we're going to explore how AI is becoming the key to unlocking all that data, transforming it from just raw noise into some seriously powerful business-shaping wisdom. And just to give you a sense of the scale we're talking about, look at this number. By 2025, the world's data is projected to hit 175 zettabytes. That is a 175 with 21 zeros after it. It's an almost unimaginable amount of information. For businesses, that's not just a big number, it's a huge challenge. It's like trying to find one specific sentence in a library the size of an entire planet. So, that brings us to the central question, right? How do we possibly climb this mountain of raw data, filter out all the noise, and actually find the signals that lead to smarter, better decisions? Well, to do that, you're going to need a map for the journey. And this is our map, the DIKW pyramid. It's a classic model, but it's perfect for this. It shows the path from raw, meaningless data at the bottom to structured information, then up to insightful knowledge, and finally all the way to actionable wisdom at the very top. See, each step up adds more context and a lot more value, and that's the journey we're going on today. Now, traditionally, climbing this pyramid was a really slow, manual process. But here's the game changer. Today, AI is acting like a high-speed elevator for this whole thing. It's supercharging the ascent, letting businesses get from data to wisdom way faster and more effectively than ever before. So we're going to break this climb down into 3 key transformations. First up, how AI turns all that raw data into something actually useful, information. Then, how it connects that information to create knowledge. And finally, how that knowledge supports the ultimate goal, human wisdom. Let's start at the bottom. At the foundation, raw data is, well, it's a mess. Think about millions of random website clicks, unstructured social media comments, real-time sensor readings. It's just chaos. AI's first job is to be the ultimate organizer. Machine learning algorithms can automatically clean, classify, and structure all this chaos, turning a flood of raw facts into clean, usable information. It literally finds the signal in all that noise. Okay, so once that information is organized, this is where it gets really interesting. AI starts to create knowledge by connecting the dots in ways we might not see. And the case of Blue Dot is just a stunning example. Their AI was scanning hundreds of completely separate sources: local news reports, airline ticket data, public health statements. By connecting these different pieces, it flagged a potential outbreak in Wuhan and sent out a warning on December 30th, 2019. Now get this. That was more than a week before the world's major public health organizations made their announcements. That right there is the definition of turning information into life-saving knowledge. So what happens when we get to the very top of the pyramid? At the level of wisdom, AI isn't a replacement for us, it's a partner. For routine, really structured decisions, like high-frequency stock trading, sure, AI can be an autopilot. But for those complex, strategic choices, it becomes a co-pilot. It augments human experts with deep analysis and data-driven recommendations, but it leaves that final judgment call to them. But, this climb isn't without its risks. The power of AI is completely dependent on the quality of the data you feed it. That old saying, garbage in, garbage out, has never been more relevant or, frankly, more high stakes. And this is the catch, right? This incredibly powerful engine can just as easily rocket you in the completely wrong direction if its fuel is contaminated from the start. The Harvard Business Review put it perfectly. Simply feeding more data into powerful algorithms will not automatically uncover the truth. And this gets right to the heart of the issue. A giant data set doesn't guarantee you're getting the truth. It's the quality and the integrity of that data that really matters. This brings us to a really critical concept called data veracity. Veracity is all about trustworthiness. And if the data at the very bottom of your pyramid is flawed, the entire structure is going to be unstable. It's simple. If your raw data is biased, the information it generates will be skewed. That skewed information builds faulty knowledge. And you can bet that any decision made from that faulty knowledge is going to be anything but wise. And look, this is not just some theoretical problem. In one stark real-world case, a healthcare algorithm used past costs to predict which patients needed more care. But the raw cost data itself was flawed by historical inequities in the system. So this created distorted information about patient needs, which led to the dangerously faulty knowledge that Black patients were healthier than they actually were. And the final action from the system? It was to deny people critical care they needed. It's a devastating example of how bad data corrupts every single step all the way up the pyramid. So, despite those dangers, what happens when we get it right? When clean, trustworthy data is combined with powerful AI, well, the view from the top is pretty incredible. Let's look at the real, tangible impact this is having across different industries. The payoff for getting this right is just crystal clear. In logistics, UPS is saving hundreds of millions every year with AI-optimized routes. In e-commerce, Amazon's recommendations are driving over a third of its sales. In retail, Walmart can predict hurricane demand with shocking accuracy. And in healthcare, predictive models are saving millions by keeping patients healthier. The impact is real, and it is massive. So let's take UPS for a second. Their AI system, which they call Orion, crunches maps, traffic patterns, and package data to optimize millions of routes every single day. The result? It saves the company up to $400 million every single year. That is the power of turning data into efficient, money-saving decisions. Or what about Amazon? That recommendation engine you see is way more than just a simple suggestion. It's a powerful AI that has learned our collective shopping patterns. And the result is staggering. 35% of all sales on their entire platform are driven directly by those AI-powered suggestions. And this might just be my favorite example of AI discovering some hidden knowledge. By digging through historical sales data, Walmart discovered that right before a hurricane hits, sales of strawberry Pop-Tarts spike 7-fold. I mean, this is a completely non-obvious piece of knowledge that a human would probably never guess, but the data made it clear. So now they proactively stock their shelves, turning a weird data insight into a real-world strategic advantage. So where is all of this headed? Well, the future isn't really about AI replacing us. It's all about a powerful new kind of collaboration, a partnership between human expertise and machine intelligence. And the key concept here is augmented intelligence. It's a model where AI acts as an amplifier for our own abilities. The AI can handle the heavy lifting, right? Sifting through billions of data points, finding patterns, running simulations. And that frees us up to do what we humans do best: provide context, apply ethical judgment, think creatively, and ultimately make that final wise decision. And that leaves us with one final, really crucial question to think about. As these incredible AI systems get better and better at turning data into knowledge, what does that mean for us? In a world where machines can know almost anything, what becomes the new, unique, and irreplaceable value of human wisdom?